there, welcome back to Kinder Coach. I'm Audrey, and today's video dives a little bit deeper into the science of reading. My previous video, I discussed what the science of reading is and what it isn't. If you'd like to go back and watch video number 2, feel free to do so. Today, I'm discussing the question of why it seems that all of a sudden there is this interest and shift toward the science of reading. It really does seem like within the past year or so, all of a sudden it's just blown up and become this big topic of conversation in the educational world. Maybe you're an elementary reading teacher, and within the past year, all of a sudden you're in professional development trainings and lessons and workshops about the science of reading and how to make a shift in your classroom. Maybe you're a homeschool parent who is keeping track of what's going on in education, and you're all of a sudden seeing all of these things about the science of reading and wondering why. Maybe you're a parent of a young child that's just starting to getting started reading, and maybe you just want to get a jump on the current practices in education. Either way, this video is for you. So let's talk a little bit about why it seems like all of a sudden there is this trend toward the science of reading. The answer is, I don't know. Let me explain. Here's why I don't know. Because this is not new information. This information, this reading research has been around for a very long time. And the current concept of the science of reading in the educational world as we know it right now has been around for over 20 years. So this information has been available for over 20 years. The problem is no one knew. I say no one, I mean most teachers, most parents, they had access to this information, but they didn't know it existed. Honestly, I did not get exposed to this information until graduate school. So when I was in graduate school to obtain my reading endorsement, all of a sudden the science of reading was everywhere, reading theories, reading models, brain science. And I was shocked. I was shocked that I had not learned this before. I was shocked that I didn't have access to this information as a new teacher back in the day, or when I was teaching preschool or 5th grade. It would have been extremely helpful to have this information. I feel like I probably missed out on a lot, and my students probably missed out on a lot. So I really don't know why it's taken so long for this to make its way into the classroom setting, but it is. The positive side is it is making its way into schools, and it's making its way into teacher training. So a lot of our current teachers, our teachers in my school system here are going through training, have been going through training all year. And I know that it's spreading around. So the good news is this is being presented to teachers now. Okay. So let me give you a little bit of background as to what I'm talking about. It's been around for over 20 years. So in 1997, the US Congress gathered a group of current teachers, administrators, and reading research specialists, and they called this panel that they gathered the National Reading Panel. So this panel's responsibility was to comb through all of the existing research on how children learn to read. Now, they did this because they realized that we were in a reading crisis in our country. And that sounds dramatic and extreme, but let me give you a statistic. As of 2022, 32% of 4th grade students in public schools were reading at or above proficiency. 32%, guys. That leaves another 68% of our students who weren't reading at proficiency level. This number hasn't changed. This number hasn't changed since this research has been around. So in the year 2000, all of this research that the National Reading Panel had done and had gathered and the results that they found, this was published in 2000. So we've had access to this information since then. The problem again is we didn't know it. We didn't know that we had access to this information. So no wonder the numbers haven't changed. We weren't able to implement it. You can't implement something that you know nothing about. So that number seems staggering, 32%, and it is. And it is a little discouraging for teachers. However, the good news is change is being made. Okay. And another thing is that research has shown that 95% of our students or children are capable, cognitively capable of learning to read. So that's very encouraging. Okay. There's so many children that have the capacity to learn to read. We are making a shift. We are moving in the right direction, and I expect to see those percentages climb. Okay. So don't get discouraged. I am here to help you pull this research in, use it in whatever way you need to, whether it's to teach your own child to read with your students in the classroom. I'm going to help you. I'm going to expose as many people as I can to this information. That is my goal, to get it out there, let you know that it exists. And in future videos, I will actually post information from the National Reading Panel. If you would like to look at it, everyone has access to it. Just Google National Reading Panel results. Let me warn you, it is a lot of information. It is long, and it is not something you're going to sit down in a day and read through and, oh, I've got it now. It's not like that. My suggestion, if you are not a teacher, and even if you are a teacher who is short on time, like all teachers are, I would recommend maybe searching for a summary of results, or searching specifically for what you're looking for. Let's say National Reading Panel results for teaching phonemic awareness. Whatever the subject is, that's going to get you on the right track faster. So that's just a little suggestion for you on that. And yeah, if that's something you really want to do, please go for it. The more information we have, the better we can serve our students and our children. So I hope that wasn't too much information. Please feel free to comment or send me any questions that you may have about what I talked about today. And until then, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today.